So the last thing I'm going to discuss in Unit 4 are hydrates and emulsifiers. So hydrates are compounds that attract water molecules to themselves and sort of attach them to the outside of their compound, so they soak in water. An example of this is called damp rid. Damp rid is a common product that you would put in your house, like if there was some flooding or if there was some moisture, and you put it in, it actually absorbs moisture from the air, or can absorb moisture from like carpets and furniture that's gotten wet. So it just pulls water to it. So we're going to do a lab with some hydrates, and so it's important that we learn how to name and write the formulas for hydrates. Now, it's very simple. We've already learned how to write the formulas for ionic compounds. So hydrates are ionic compounds, and in the name we actually put how many waters they tend to attach themselves or attach to themselves. So, for example, sodium carbonate, that is an ionic compound. So remember, we know how to write the formula for sodium carbonate. Carbonate's a -2, sodium's a +1. So this is just the formula for sodium carbonate here. But sodium carbonate is a hydrate that attempts to attach 7 waters to itself. So the way we show that in the formula is we put a little dot, we put the number 7, and then we put H2O after it. Now, when we name it, we just simply write the name of the compound, so we put sodium carbonate, and then we add in the hydrate portion of it. So we're going to use the same prefixes we learned in the covalent naming, so 7 is hepta, and so we would just say sodium carbonate heptahydrate. Okay, so let's look at another example. So here we have CoCl2, so we know that is cobalt chloride, but cobalt is a transition metal, so we need to put the 2 in order to show the charge of cobalt chloride. So cobalt 2 chloride, and then we see dot 6 H2Os, and so we would say hexahydrate. Okay, so again, just the same as naming or writing the formula for ionic compounds, but we're adding to the end some hydrate using a prefix system to tell how many, and then if we're writing the formula, we just put a dot and put a number of how many waters.